Pete Hegseth under pressure. The president tonight meeting with top aides, including his defense secretary and the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, as questions grow about the United States military's second deadly strike on a specific boat, an alleged drug boat from Venezuela. This strike coming after a first strike apparently left 2 people alive clinging to the vessel. Now that second strike...
The first strike was a war crime too. Let's not get it twisted here. Every single strike that has been done on a little tiny boat, a fishing boat in the Caribbean, has been illegal. You cannot just willy-nilly bomb boats you suspect of maybe potentially having drugs on them, even though those boats would need to refuel 20 times to reach the USA, and you have no evidence of anything on them. You have no idea what's on them. So every single strike, and I think it's been like 20 or so strikes, over 80 people have been murdered by Secretary of fucking War, Pete Hegseth, fucking idiot of the fucking year, and demented old fucking Dozy Don, his motherfucking ass. They're like, there's no war, so there's no war crime, first of all, because you need like a war. There needs to be a war declared by Congress. There has been no war declared. So this is just murder. You're just murdering people in the Caribbean willy-nilly in fishing boats because you want to, because you can, because you're trying to start a war and do a regime change in Venezuela. That's fucking bullshit. Like,
strike is one that lawmakers and legal experts from both parties say is against the law, some even calling it a war crime. Now, the main headline in the Drudge Report is war crime, Hegseth bloodlust, and it comes as well-known conservative lawyer Andrew McCarthy writes in the National Review, if this happened as described in the Washington Post report, it was at best a war crime under federal law. At best a war crime, he says. Well, he's not alone.
I think it's very possible there was a war crime committed.
Do you believe it amounts to a war crime?
Under the facts, yes.
Obviously, if that occurred, that would be very serious, and I agree that would be an illegal act.
All right, that last person was Republican Congressman Mike Turner, and I'll speak with him in just a moment. So what is this Washington Post reporting? Well, let's be...
all right, so a Washington Post report came out that basically said Pete Hegseth gave the order to the U.S. military, kill them all on a specific strike in the Caribbean. And following orders, they killed them all. They bombed the boat, and then afterwards, after the initial strike, they saw people in the water clinging on to debris. They posed no imminent threat, even in the boat beforehand. The first strike, they still pose no imminent threat, but they're lying to say that they're narco terrorists, drug traffickers. They're not. They're using that justification, but there's no justification in killing people holding on to wreckage of a blown up boat. Like, there's no case for an imminent threat. So they followed through with the strike and killed people in the water that posed absolutely no imminent threat. There's no doubt about it. So that, under international law, is a war crime. Even what they're doing initially, the liberals and their cuckery to the military-industrial complex is so fucking frustrating to me. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. All right. From the BBC, U.S. lawmakers demand answers over Hegseth Venezuela boat strike claims. U.S. lawmakers are pressing the Trump administration for answers about military strikes on suspected Venezuelan drug boats. They're not drug boats, they're fishing boats. After a report alleged that a follow-up strike was ordered to kill survivors of an initial attack, which is also illegal, Republican-led committees overseeing the Pentagon have vowed to conduct vigorous oversight into the U.S. boat strikes in the Caribbean following the report. Well, the Pentagon is led by the person who gave the order, Pete Hegseth, so On Friday, the Washington Post reported that a U.S. strike on a boat on the 2nd of September left 2 survivors, but that a second attack was carried out to comply with the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's orders to kill everybody, raising fresh legality questions. Hegseth decried the report as fake news. Like, oh my God. Wonder where I got that. On Sunday, U.S. President Donald Trump said he believed his defense secretary 100%. In recent weeks, the U.S. has expanded its military presence in the Caribbean and carried out a series of lethal strikes on suspected drug smuggling boats in international waters off Venezuela and Colombia as a part of what it calls an anti-narcotics operation. More than 80 people have been killed since early September. And the U.S. expanded military presence. There's like over 10,000 soldiers in the Caribbean right now, like posted, waiting to go. Like it's insane. The Trump administration says it is acting in self-defense by destroying boats carrying illicit drugs to the U.S. Are you fucking kidding me? In its report on Friday, which has not been verified by the BBC, the Washington Post wrote that Secretary Hegseth gave a spoken directive to kill everybody on board one such vessel, and a special operations commander overseeing the operation ordered a second strike to comply with Hegseth's instructions. So, if you have heard about that video that a couple of senators and sitting politicians, Congress members made saying don't follow illegal orders, this was after this. So, and kind of in response to what we saw going on. Then they have the gall to come out and say that these sitting politicians saying don't follow illegal orders are guilty of sedition and it is punishable by death. The sitting president of the United States came out and said that. Now we're getting reports of actual war crimes. On top of the war crimes that we already knew were being committed, but at least you had the lie and bullshit justification that you could hide behind. You can't hide behind that now. And this is so fucked. Like, my God. I wonder why they made that video. And now, gave a spoken directive to kill everybody on board. Yes, and then that person that followed through with the order probably knew that that order was illegal and it was a war crime. But they were following orders. But guess what? That excuse didn't work in Nuremberg, and it's not going to work for you when this regime is over. Which is why those politicians made that video. And it's a cold day in hell for me when I defend Alyssa Slotkin, okay? I don't like her one bit. But what she did was appropriate. And, obviously it was fucking appropriate and needed because look what's fucking happening. Jesus fucking Christ. The Trump administration has sought to justify its operations in the Caribbean by saying it is in a non-international armed conflict with the alleged drug traffickers. The rules of engagement in such armed conflicts, as set out in the Geneva Conventions, forbid the targeting of wounded participants, saying that those participants should instead be apprehended and cared for. So here's the map of some of the strikes, of where they've been located. Actually, I think they have all of them here. So 3 strikes have been off of the coast of the southern tip of Mexico, off the coast of Colombia, off the coast of Venezuela, off the coast of the Dominican. Does that look like they're coming to the U.S. in any of those fashion? In these tiny little boats that would need to refuel 20 times to even get to the U.S.? The most southern part of Florida? how can anybody look at this and think that it's okay to be bombing these people? Like, excuse me? Republican and Democratic lawmakers appearing on U.S. talk shows on Sunday said they supported congressional reviews of the boat strikes. The leaders said they did not know whether the Washington Post report was true, but that attacking survivors of an initial missile strike presented major legal concerns. So does the initial missile strike. Like, this is an initial missile strike. If anybody did that to American fucking citizens, it would be... They're a terrorist organization. We need to label this country as a terrorist country. Like, they're involved in terrorism. Look what they did. When you guys do it, it's a missile strike. Like, what the fuck? Like, you guys are the biggest hypocrites. And you've been acting like terrorists and a dictator. You want to talk about dictators? When you talk about fucking Nicolas Maduro, bitch. America has been a dictator on the global stage for 70 fucking years. So shut the fuck up with your hypocrisy. I'm so fucking tired of Americans acting like they're so fucking precious when they're the ones who are responsible for a lot of the strife in the world for the past 70 years. Fuck off. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You're the biggest hypocrites on earth. A missile strike? This is fucking illegal. It's all war crimes. Like, this is fucking terrorism. You're trying to terrorize Venezuela into fighting back. Like, what the fuck is this? Because you want their oil. Starting another war for oil. Jesus fucking Christ. This rises to the level of a war crime if it's true. It was already a war crime, said Democratic Senator Tim Kaine on CBS Face the Nation. Okay, let's stop going on CBS. Republican lawmaker Mike Turner acknowledged that Congress did not have information that the follow-up strike had happened. Well, you had information, like, you already knew the initial strike happened, which is illegal. It's illegal. Did you declare war in Congress? I don't remember that happening, and you are in Congress, so you should probably fucking know that, bitch. Like, what the fuck? I am so tired of, again, liberals cucking themselves to the military-industrial complex. Like, it's war. It was already a war crime. Every single fucking time that Donald Trump or Pete Hegseth or the U.S. military has bombed a fishing boat off the coast of a different country has been a fucking war crime. And you should be fucking calling it as such. But you can't, because you are probably cucked to the same fucking donors that Donald Trump is, or fucking, like, or Marco Rubio is, or Scott Bessent is. So you can't come out and fucking say that. But you can come out and criticize the second strike because you need to find any reason to criticize Donald Trump, even though you can't come out and actually just say the full truth, which is all war crimes, motherfucker. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is why nobody likes the fucking Democratic Party. You're at an all-time record low while you have a dictator wannabe, fucking fascist, Nazi, demented felon in diapers in the fucking Oval Office for the second time. Obviously, if that occurred, that would be very serious. Well, motherfucker, it occurred. And I agree that it would be an illegal act. Turner, our former chairman on the Intelligence Committee, told CBS. Jesus fucking Christ. CBS, like, no more CBS. No more. It's dead. Done. It's over. The comments follow the Republican-led Senate Armed Service Committee's announcement on Friday that it planned to conduct vigorous oversight on the strikes. Well, good. The committee is aware of recent news reports and the Department of Defense's initial response regarding alleged follow-on strikes on suspected narcotics vessels in the Southcom area of responsibility. The committee's Republican chair, Senator Roger Wicker, and his Democratic counterpart, Senator Jack Reed, said in a statement, the committee has directed inquiries to the department, and we will be conducting vigorous oversight to determine the facts related to these circumstances, they said. The House Armed Services Committee followed suit, saying it was taking bipartisan action to gather full accounting of the operation in question. In a post on Twitter, Hegseth pushed back against accusations against him, calling them fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory. You are fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory. Like, that's how I would describe you. He wrote that the series of strikes on boats were lawful under both U.S. and international law. My fucking ass, you fucking drunk. What the fuck are you talking about? Every trafficker we kill is affiliated with a designated terrorist organization. Not true. Which one? Name them. Name them. Name them, please. And every trafficker, you don't know that they're traffickers. They're on fishing boats in the Caribbean, in tiny little fishing boats. You have no idea who they are. And even if you're not allowed to just kill traffickers willy-nilly, there's this thing called due process that you're supposed to use. And you're also supposed to have evidentiary support in order to strike. That you don't have either. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? On Sunday, talking to reporters aboard Air Force One, President Trump defended his defense secretary, saying he said he did not say that, and I believe him 100%. Well, you believe a fucking lying drunk, a rapist piece of fucking shit with white supremacist tattoos, who has no business leading the Department of Defense. He has no business in any serious job. He was a sub on Fox News. He was like a weekend host filling in for like Jesse Waters. Like, this motherfucker wasn't even trusted to be primetime, and you have him running the Department of Defense. This is so fucking stupid. Like, what the hell? Everybody can tell this motherfucker has no business there across the board, except for you, because you like the way he looks on TV. You fucking faggot. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And Jesus fucking Christ. The way that you fucking vilify gay people and then like you vilify us gay people and then you fucking turn around and are like, oh, I love the way he looks on TV. He's so handsome. Shut the fuck up, you fucking faggot Trump. Shut the fuck up, you old, bitter queen. Like, I fucking hate him. Demented felon in diapers, accused over 25 times of rape. Like, this motherfucker, 31 times a convicted felon. Like, what are we doing? Trump said the administration will look into the matter. Oh, yeah, I believe it for sure. Oh, my God, that's so believable. And added, I wouldn't have wanted that. Not a second strike. Well, motherfucker, you clearly have no grasp on the military, ICE, DHS, nothing. Like, you have no idea what's going on. The only thing that you really have a say in is your ballroom and your fucking vanity projects, like the fucking rose garden that you made look like fucking shit, and going golfing on the fucking weekends. That's what you fucking care about. It's so fucking evident. You have no grasp on the fucking military because Pete Hegseth goes over your fucking head and you don't care. You have no grasp on ICE because Stephen Miller goes over your head and you don't fucking care. There was a whole huge fucking scandal with fucking Korea that Steve Witkoff and others and you had to go schmooze the fucking Koreans to make them feel better because you fucked them over, and you literally came out and said that you told them not to do it. You told them not to go into, you told ICE not to go into that Hyundai plant. You told them not to, and then Stephen Miller went over your head and told them to anyways, and then you had to fix it. So clearly, you have no grasp on your fucking cabinet. Clearly, the buck is not falling with you, even though it should, because you're the fucking president. What the fucking hell? Like, Jesus Christ. On Sunday, Venezuela's National Assembly condemned the boat strikes and vowed to carry out a rigorous and thorough investigation into the accusations of a second attack that allegedly killed 2 survivors. The Venezuelan government has accused the U.S. of stoking tensions in the region with the aim of toppling the government. Well, clearly. In his comments on Sunday, Trump confirmed that he had recently spoken to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but would not comment further than to say, I wouldn't say it went well or badly, it was a phone call. Okay. Talk about vague. The U.S. is not a signatory to the Jesus Christ. The U.S. is not a signatory to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which is another relevant aspect of international law. However, the U.S. military's legal advisors have previously said that the U.S. should act in a manner consistent with its provisions. Under that convention, countries agree not to interfere with vessels operating in international waters. There are limited exceptions to this, which allow a state to seize a ship, such as a hot pursuit, where a vessel is chased from a country's waters into the high seas. Force can be used to stop a boat, but generally it should not be. This should be non-lethal measures. Professor Luke Moffat of Queen's University's Belfast recently told BBC Verify. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But even when you actually try and jail drug traffickers in the U.S., they're not put up for the death penalty. So why are you immediately killing them before you even have the chance to figure out if they even are drug traffickers, which every piece of evidence points to saying that they're not, other than you just saying they are. So what the fuck is going on? Like, oh my God. You don't just fucking kill people for drug trafficking. That's not how it works. You're supposed to follow a set way of behaving in these certain scenarios. There are laws and rules for these things, and you're not following them. You're actually breaking them. You're committing crimes, war crimes. And this all comes after, over the weekend as well, Trump puts this out on social media. To all airlines, pilots, drug dealers, and human traffickers, please consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. What? First of all, he has no authority to do so, but now it's done because they're fucking scared. Like, they don't know what the fuck is going to happen. What does this even mean? Does this mean you're going to strike? Are you going to attack Venezuela? Like, what's going on? Like, what the fuck does this even mean? And Nicolas Maduro, this whole time that Trump's been in office, he's been accepting the remigrating migrants from the U.S. He's been accepting everybody that the U.S. has been sending him. And now the U.S. has even stopped doing that, which is kind of like the antithetical to their entire cause with the whole immigrants and everything. But now they've even stopped flying immigrants into the country. So it's like, what are you ramping up to fucking do? This is so fucking crazy. Okay. I don't want to fucking play fucking Trump. I've had enough of him. Reporter, can you tell us why the airspace over Venezuela should be considered closed? Trump, because we consider Venezuela not to be a very friendly country. And, you still don't have the authority to do that, bitch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Reporter, does your warning mean that an airstrike is imminent, or should we not read it that way? Trump, don't read into anything. Excuse me, motherfucker? There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Hello? What? Huh? What the fuck is this even mean? Then you have this motherfucker, this drunk of a fucking bitch-ass fucking rapist, fucking failed Fox News host that is for some reason leading the Department of Defense in America. He posts this on fucking Twitter, just proving how big of a piece of shit that he is. He takes fucking Franklin, Franklin. Okay, first of all, fuck you. Franklin is a Canadian icon. He wouldn't. Fuck you, bitch. He would not have fucking. Fuck you. Fuck you. Franklin was a Canadian cartoon. Played by Canadian. What's his name? Noah Reed? I don't know. He played Patrick on Schitt's Creek. He is the voice of Franklin because it is a Canadian cartoon. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, Pete Hegseth. First of all. Second of all, you're disgusting. You're taking this children's cartoon and taking it. Franklin targets narco terrorists like you are one of the worst people to ever hold a position in the United States government, and that is saying a lot. Jesus fucking Christ. What is wrong with you? Like, I just don't understand. Like, where the fuck do you get off? How the fuck do you sleep at night? Oh, I get it. You pass out from all the beer, right? You're such a fucking drunk. And these are the people leading your government. Like,
Thank you.
that's crazy. I don't want to listen to this lying ass fucking bitch. So, the reporter asks her, does the administration deny that the second strike happened, or did it happen and the administration denies that Hegseth gave the order? The latter is true. So, the administration denies that Hegseth gave the order, but that it did, but they don't deny that it happened. So, they just admitted to war crimes. Like, and Hegseth is pretty much like, he's pretty much fucking admitting to it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Reporter, Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for a second strike, ? And he was well within his authority to do so. No, the fuck he wasn't. No, he was not. No, he was not. And also, like Aaron Pernas says right here, yesterday, Donald Trump said that he would not have wanted a second strike. Today, the White House admitted that the second strike did happen, but blamed Admiral Bradley. Either Trump has no control over his military, or Leavitt is trying to insulate Trump and Hegseth. Both. Oh, like both are true. Like, it's fucking insane. Trump has no control over his military. He has no control over DHS or ICE or any of that fucking bullshit. Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, what the fuck is that Nazi's name? Stephen Miller. Those are the people who are like running the things behind the scenes. And this lying ass fucking bitch, she needs to be fucking investigated when all of this is over. And Admiral Bradley, you better fucking get a lawyer, bitch, because they're throwing you under the fucking bus. I hope you heard it coming. But honestly, you would be investigated anyways because you gave the, like, you're not supposed to follow illegal orders, dipshit. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you think? Like, my God, these idiots. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So last week we reported on Lindsay Halligan, the DOJ dumbfuck. Her cases against James Comey and Letitia James were thrown out because she was unlawfully appointed. Now, Lindsay Halligan was appointed in the same fashion as Alina Habba. And now, former Trump personal lawyer Alina Habba is unlawfully serving as the U.S. Attorney for New Jersey Appeals Court says. Alina Habba was Donald Trump's attorney during his like corruption trial where he was convicted 31 times, a felon. So clearly she's shit. She's always been shit. Everybody's always known that she's shit. She's not a good lawyer. All of her cases have been shit. She's fucking shit. Like, it's clear. But Donald Trump thinks she's pretty and likes her, and she defended him, so he had to like give her this special attorney role that is bullshit, and appoint her to get Pam Bondi to stand behind her and fucking appoint her to U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, which is fucking bullshit. She has no business being such a fucking in a role. And literally a girl was fired. The girl who had experience in the role and was like primed to be the next pick was chosen by the district attorney, like the district courts in New Jersey, and Pam Bondi came in and fired her and then put Alina Habba back in. So now they're declaring that she has been serving unlawfully. A federal appeals court on Monday found Alina Habba, President Donald Trump's former personal attorney, is serving unlawfully as U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, dealing a legal blow to the Trump administration that could have far-reaching consequences on other appointments across the country. A panel of 3 appellate judges with Third U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a lower court's finding that the administration violated the law when it used a series of maneuvers to install Habba in the position after failing to win Senate support. Under the government's delegation theory, Habba may avoid the gauntlet of presidential appointment and Senate confirmation and serve as the de facto U.S. attorney indefinitely, the unanimous panel wrote. This view is so broad that it bypasses the constitutional appointment and Senate confirmation process entirely. The ruling could impact what happens in several key jurisdictions where the Trump administration doesn't have Senate-confirmed U.S. attorneys, including the Los Angeles and Las Vegas areas. Last week, a district court threw out 2 indictments against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James after finding Lindsay Halligan, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, was serving unlawfully. While the Third Circuit's decisions over New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and the U.S. Virgin Islands appeals court cases are often given deference in other parts of the country, especially when they are dealing with novel legal issues. It isn't clear who will lead the U.S. Attorney's Office following the court's ruling. The Justice Department could appeal the case further by asking the full bench of Third Circuit judges to rehear the argument or go directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. Which, knowing Pam Bondi and the Trump administration, they're probably going to appeal it up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, like, who fucking knows what they're gonna fucking do? They were seemingly against tariffs, which is like surprising, which is the first time they've ever gone against Trump this far, so far. Hopefully they'll have some respect for the system that got them to be where they are, that they will not allow this to happen. But who fucking knows when you have fucking Amy Coney Barrett, fucking Clarence Thomas, like fucking just the worst people in the world on the Supreme Court. Shout out to Sonia Sotomayor, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and the other one. I forget the name. Sorry. But, my God, the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court has gone to the shitter. And they're talking about how it isn't clear who will lead the U.S. Attorney's Office following the court's ruling. How about the person that was Senate approved? The person who was primed to take the job? The person who was wrongfully fired because Trump wants this woman in the fucking seat, even though she has not earned it. And she doesn't deserve it. And she's not right for the seat. She is not capable of doing the job. CNN has reached out to the Justice Department for comment. An attorney for Julian Gerard Jr. One of the 3 defendants who challenged Habba's eligibility, praised the ruling. The panel issued a clear and carefully reasoned decision that recognizes the extraordinary power vested in U.S. attorneys and reinforces the limits Congress has set on who may occupy those positions, said Thomas Mirigliano. We appreciate the court's thoughtful approach and the clarity it brings to this important issue. In the districts where U.S. attorneys were found to be serving unlawfully, criminal cases have mostly continued, although some judges have postponed trials or sentencings to date, except in the cases involving Halligan. Judges have not dismissed indictments of the defendants who brought and won the challenges because they found other prosecutors were involved. So, like, not only is she unlawfully in her position, but like I just said, some judges have postponed trials or sentencings. So that literally means people are not being tried or sentenced because this woman is unlawfully in her position. They are impeding justice here instead of doing the job of a U.S. attorney. Like, this is ridiculous. Trump's lawyers appealed the ruling by Judge Matthew Brand, saying he erred when he found that Habba was not serving illegally because she was not the first assistant U.S. attorney when the U.S. attorney vacancy arose. They also argued that Habba should be able to act as a U.S. attorney on authority delegated to her as a special attorney from Attorney General Pam Bondi. Bullshit. Trump named Habba interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey earlier this year as the 120-day clock for interim appointments was set to expire, and it was clear the district court judges were not going to name her U.S. Attorney. Habba resigned. Bondi named Habba Special Attorney and designated her as the first Assistant U.S. Attorney. She then delegated to Habba the authority of the U.S. Attorney. So they found a legal loophole, which is unlawful, to put her back into the position. So she was in the position where Trump and Pam Bondi were able to appoint her for a 120-day period. After the 120-day period, district court judges are supposed to assign the role to a person of their choice. They were not going to choose Alina Habba. So it's right before the deadline for them to choose somebody else, Habba resigned, and then Pam Bondi came in and hired her as a special attorney and then delegated her the authority of a U.S. attorney. So it's like a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. Like legal leapfrog. It's fucking bullshit. Like, this woman has no business in the role, and they are finding every single fucking legal loophole to try and get her there. But those legal loopholes are bullshit, and they're unlawful. And this is not just like a fucking like secretary role in the White House. She is they're trying to make her the U.S. attorney for New Jersey, a state. Like, that's insane. Like, oh my God. This is insane. Just take the fucking L. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you not embarrassed? Alina Habba? Lindsay Halligan? You don't have shame? If everybody out, like, you run to your daddy Trump and mommy Pam Bondi to get them to like strong arm you into positions because you want to be there, you're that selfish and narcissistic. Like, aren't you embarrassed? Ew. Have some shame. Like, we need to bring shame back. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. Okay, so on Thursday, I made a video about the shooting in DC, and since then, a lot of information has come out about the shooter and his past. The alleged shooter, Romanella Lockenwall, worked for the CIA in Afghanistan out of Kandahar base, according to CIA Director John Ratcliffe. The alleged Afghan shooter, Romanella Lockenwall, began working with the CIA around 2011. Yes, he may have been 15. 15 years old. He was recruited by the CIA to be a soldier. And she goes on to say that it was common for Afghans at the time to forge birth certificates to appear to be 18 or older before applying to work with the U.S. government. And to that I say, you know what a 15-year-old looks like. Like, there's a pretty big difference between 15 and 18. Like, bullshit. Like, fuck off. Like, and also, like, Jesus Christ, you shouldn't have been in the fucking country in the first place. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And you don't, oh my God, you trained this boy to be a fucking soldier, to fucking fight against the fascist authoritarian regime in the country. Like, hello? National Guard shooting suspect worked with CIA in Afghanistan. So when I first heard this, when I first got the news, I was like, is this a false flag type thing? And I just kind of like took the facts as they were when I was talking about it in the video and didn't bring it up. But then this information came out and I was like, oh, this is kind of like a perfect storm. Like, you have people in fatigues with assault rifles on the streets of multiple cities in America. To any veteran, that has got to be somewhat a little bit triggering. And to all these people to, especially if you have some form of PTSD, which we know a lot, most soldiers or veterans who have come back from overseas have in some form or another. Especially for the CIA trained operatives that are used to do the things that the American military are too scared to do because they would be accused of heinous war crimes. They will just train locals and get them to do it. Afghan man accused of shooting 2 members of the U.S. military in downtown Washington, D.C. once worked alongside the CIA in Afghanistan, officials have said. Ramanullah Lakhanwala drove thousands of miles from the West Coast to launch in an ambush-style attack on 2 West Virginia members of the National Guard on Wednesday afternoon, authorities said. He shot Sarah Beckstrom, 20, and Andrew Wolf, 24, at close range just a few blocks from the White House, officials said. And they both remain in critical condition in the hospital. Since then, Sarah has succumbed to her injuries, and she unfortunately has passed away. Which is obviously it's heinous and horrendous, but it's especially frustrating because one of her family members, I think her boyfriend or somebody, came out and said that she had literally told them that she doesn't understand why they're in DC. This is not what their job is, blah, 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 blah. She was critical of the post that she was in because even she knew that it's bullshit. Like, we all can tell that there's no need for them to be there. And if they weren't there, this wouldn't have fucking happened. She wouldn't be fucking dead. But what does Trump do? Send 500 more National Guard into fucking DC. Like, it's fucking insane. Mr. Lakhanwala came to the U.S. in 2021 under a program that offers special immigration protections to Afghans in the wake of Americans' withdrawal from Afghanistan. And I want to be clear here. The withdrawal of America from Afghanistan, that was Trump started that. Trump wanted to do that. That was Trump's thing. Biden just finished it. So the withdrawal in 2021 was Biden just fulfilling a promise and a initiative that Trump had already begun. So to say that, oh, he came under Biden, because of you, motherfucker. Like, you're the one who wanted to pull out of fucking Afghanistan, and that's one of the best things you've ever done as a fucking politician. So, and I'll give you your credit when it's fucking due, but you cannot solely blame. Everything is not Biden's fault. You need to come up with something new. And his immigration status, refugee status, was approved under Trump this year. He helped guard U.S. forces at Kabul airport as thousands scrambled to escape Afghanistan. He helped U.S. guard forces at Kabul airport as thousands scrambled to escape Afghanistan before the Taliban took power. A former military commander who served alongside him told the BBC. The father of 5 had been recruited to the Unit 03 of the Kandahar Strike Force 9 years earlier. His unit was known locally as Scorpion Forces, operating initially under the CIA, but eventually for the Afghan intelligence department known as the National Directorate of Security. So literally trained by the USA to be an operative within Afghanistan. Mr. Lakhanwala was a GPS tracker specialist, the former commander told the BBC, describing him as a sporty and jolly character. His whole unit was moved from Kandahar to Kabul 5 days before the Taliban entered the capital. They continued to protect the airport for another 6 days before they too were airlifted out to the U.S. At a press conference on Thursday, FBI Director Kash Patel confirmed Mr. Lakhanwala's connection to U.S. forces, saying the suspect had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces before moving to the U.S. Fucking vague. Like, In the wake of the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021, the Biden administration, with bipartisan support, created a program called Operation Allies Welcome that allowed 77,000 Afghans to enter the U.S. under special immigration protections. Because most of those people had helped the U.S. government in their illegal offensive on Afghanistan. Let's be real. You had no business being in Afghanistan. And I'll go as far as to say that neither did fucking Canada. Canada broke its record of being a peacekeeper. Big fucking quotations on that, because we've silently sat behind and funded and watched regime changes for 70 years, ever since Iran in like the 50s. So miss me with that bullshit, Canada. But one of the biggest fuck ups of Stephen Harper, even not counting the fucking financial crisis that he led us, two of them that he led us through, the defunding of abortion, the defunding of LGBT protections, all of the fucking, even the fucking birth of the Conservative Party. There used to be two conservative parties, and it was until fucking Stephen Harper and bitch ass fucking Peter McKay fucking bitch ass, those fuckers made it into one party, and they won the fucking prime minister again, and they ruined the financial market again, like conservatives always do. The people who they're talking about right here, the 77,000 Afghans, a lot of them were translators or special operatives like him. So if they were left there, they would be immediately targeted and executed because they helped the U.S. So the Biden administration had a huge obligation and moral, ethical duty to these people, and they owed them that refugee ship. They owed them asylum because they had dedicated part of their lives to the U.S. military and their illegal offenses in the Middle East. The program was in place for about a year following the U.S. withdrawal as the Taliban took back control of the country. There were fears of retribution against those who had cooperated with the U.S. So, like I was just talking about, a lot of people who cooperated and helped the U.S. were scared of being targeted and executed by the Taliban because they were viewed as traitors. Mr. Lockenwall, 29, who was among those who entered the U.S. through this program and was paroled into the U.S. on humanitarian grounds back in 2021, according to the BBC's partner CBS News. Ew. Cut that. You can cut them off. That mechanism was the main one of the Biden administration used to bring Afghans to the U.S. Mr. Lockenwall later applied for asylum in 2024. His application was granted earlier this year after Trump came to power. His application for asylum was granted earlier this year after Trump came to power. So you literally cannot blame Biden for anything. The vetting process fell on your watch, bitch. His request for a green card, however, which is tied to the asylum grant, is pending, a Homeland Security official told the same network. The Biden administration justified bringing the alleged shooter to the United States in September 2020 due to his prior work with the U.S. government, including CIA, as a member of a partner force in Kandahar, which ended shortly following the chaotic evacuation, CIA Director John Ratcliffe said in a statement to CBS. Well, obviously, he risked his life for the U.S. government and ostensibly committed a lot of deplorable acts for the U.S. government against his own people in a lot of cases. For the U.S. government, because they asked him, they indoctrinated him, they trained him to be an operative for their goals. They owe him. You owe him asylum. You owe them refuge. You created him. Like, what the fuck? The shooting of the National Guard members was targeted, said the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Janine Pirro. Judge Janine. Ugh. What a joke. Also, in this video, does she not look fucking like just
is struck.
drunk?
Marksman is struck.
She looks rough. You could tell this was like a impromptu, like she just had to like hop out of her fucking drunken stupor and get to work. Oof, she looks rough. Oop, look at that sneering look. Drunk ass. Anyways, the shooting of National Guard members was targeted, said the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Janine Pirro, noting that Mr. Lockenwall drove his car across the country from Bellingham in Washington State to carry out this attack, which is just crazy. Also, it's so weird. I don't understand it. None of it makes sense to me. Like, why? I don't understand. Well, I don't understand murder in general, but then also, he's from Washington. Isn't National Guard still in? National Guard was in Portland, which is just one state down. I don't understand this. And it feels, I don't know. I mean, obviously, with this administration, everything is going to feel fucking like hard to believe because you can't trust them. So even the clear cases, we're going to be looking at them weird. After the shooting, other National Guard members on the scene shot Mr. Lockenwall and detained him. He faces more than a decade behind bars if found guilty of 3 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed and 1 count of possession of firearm during a crime of violence. He remains in hospital while being treated for his injuries. In the wake of the shooting, which Trump labeled an act of terror, the president said that he would take steps to remove any foreigner from any country who does not belong here. Whatever that means. Talk about the broadest fucking declaration ever. What the fuck does that mean? Who classifies any country who does not belong? Like, who? What the fuck? On Wednesday, the U.S. suspended all immigration requests from Afghans. Great. Pull out of, like, you fucking go and destabilize this country for like 20 years. Then after that, this full-blown offensive that you've waged on this country, you're like, you pull out, which I'm not saying was a bad thing. It was a good thing. You should have pulled out, but you should have pulled out 20 years prior. You should never have been there to begin with. But afterwards, and then after pulling out and saying, good luck, good fucking luck, and letting the fucking Taliban take over, you're not even going to fucking give the people who seek refuge from the shitstorm you created, you're not going to give them refuge. You're going to blame an entire nation of people because of one person. If any country pulled this type of shit with America, it would be like, oh my God, 5-alarm fires. One of our premiers ran a fucking commercial quoting what Reagan actually said, and you ended all trade talks, accused us of political interference and all the fucking 9 yards. Like, what the fuck? America is a dictator. Know that. On the global stage, for the past 70 to 80 years, America has been a dictator. And you might not think that because you've had democratically elected presidents in office, but that does not mean that your actions on a global stage have been democratic. They have not been. You have been dictating how other countries run, how other countries trade, how we all interact for years and years. And we are all tired of it. This presidency, this regime, Donald Trump, is an amalgamation of all of your terrible foreign policy over the past 80 years. And it's all been fucking bullshit. You reap what you fucking sow. Trump said that U.S. Must now re-examine every single immigrant who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden. Jesus fucking Christ. You approved him. What do you mean re-examine? You were the one who examined him. You granted him asylum this year, dipshit. On Thursday, just called somebody dipshit and then I said on Thursday. Okay, well, two things can be true. On Thursday, Joseph Edlow and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services chief said that the president had directed him to conduct a full-scale, rigorous re-examination of every green card for every immigrant from every country of concern. What are the countries of concern? Like, all the people with, like, all the countries that have people of color? Like, what the fuck? This is so... They've been looking... Kyle Kalinske said it today. They've been looking for a Reichstag fire moment for months now. And, like, they're just going to use the murder of a 20-year-old girl who didn't even think that she was, like, who didn't even feel like she was needed as a National Guards member in D.C. She was murdered for no reason. And now they're going to use her death and her murder as a justification to send more troops into more countries and stop letting more people into the country. Like, stop even more immigration. Like, it's actually insane. In addition to reviewing immigration efforts, Trump said he would send another 500 National Guard members to patrol the streets of Washington. Insane. Already, more than 2,000 troops have been guarding the nation's capital since August, when the president began deploying troops to cities to tackle what he called out-of-control crime, which just doesn't exist. If you wanted to attack crime, if you want to actually do something about crime, you would go look at the top 10 states for violent crimes, and you would send the National Guard there, even though that would still be hugely overkill and stupid and unconstitutional. You would start with the top 10 violent crime states. And guess what, motherfucker? 9 out of 10 are red. Look it up. Statistics for violent crimes per state. It's the Bible Belt. If he wanted to do something about crime, he would tackle those states. He would not start with fucking Portland, Oregon, Chicago, New York, fucking DC. Like, what the fuck? Especially after crime in DC had already dropped 30% prior to him even invading. So, what the fuck? National Guard troops are a reservist force that can be activated to serve as military troops, but have limited power as they cannot enforce the law or make arrests. So what's the point? Like, what's the point? They're just there to make a show? Like, he's just priming the public to be ready for military in the streets. He is priming you to be ready and used to military on the streets for when he declares martial law, for when there will be military on the streets during the elections to intimidate you to vote for him again, because he is going to run again if he makes it that far. Trust and believe. All right, so a new report has come out from inside the FBI all about the FBI director and former podcaster Kash Patel, who I call Cuckoo Kachoo. So let's get into it. Damning report labels FBI rudderless ship under Kash Patel, Cuckoo Kachoo, with him and Dan Bongino more concerned with building personal resumes. I think we could have told you that from the beginning. FBI Director Kash Patel is facing withering criticism from an alliance of active duty and retired agents and analysts days after the White House denied media reports that the president is about to fire him. A troubling new report card on the first 6 months of Patel's leadership concludes he is in over his head. We know, like, I'm glad they're coming out and saying this, but like, a third grader could have told you that. in over his head, and his deputy, Dan Bongino, is something of a clown. I think he's something of a coke addict, but that's just from looking at him. According to the Alliance, which in 2 previous reports warned about crippling DEI and the politicization of the FBI during the Biden administration. So, okay, that's important. According to the Alliance, which in 2 previous reports warned about crippling DEI and politicization of the FBI during the Biden administration. So these are anti-woke. These are like anti-woke Republican conservative FBI agents. And here they are coming out against Kash Patel. Like, even all the conservative people in the FBI are like, no, this dude's fucked. And Dan Bongino's a fucking clown. Like, duh. But, like, thank you for coming out and saying it. The Patel-led FBI is described in the 115-page report as a rudderless ship and all fucked up. All kinds of fucked up. Patel is described by multiple internal sources as inexperienced, with one source saying he has neither the breadth of experience nor the bearing of an FBI director needs to be successful. True. That motherfucker cannot handle himself. He does not know how to act. He does not even know how to... For a podcaster, he sure does not know how to behave on camera. Have you seen him at any press conference? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Another source, a self-professed Trump supporter, said Patel is not very good, maybe insecure, and lacks the requisite experience or the measured self-confidence to be FBI director. Absolutely fucking true. However, an additional source described him as a very personable and likable, while noting he created a culture of mistrust and uncertainty among the ranks. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but like, very personable and likable, but then they also said he created a culture of mistrust and uncertainty among the ranks. Well, clearly he wasn't that personable. And I mean, like, okay, he's polite, but like, what? Polite in person because he's a pussy? Like, that, what are you talking about? Some of the heavy criticism stems from Patel's behavior in Salt Lake City after the Charlie Kirk assassination. He is accused of giving premature public remarks. Yeah, like 18 of them that potentially jeopardized the investigation, taking credit for the work of other agencies when the suspect was arrested, and for yelling and swearing at the agent in charge. Could you imagine? Oh my God. It's like you're working your job and somebody comes in that got hired as a manager and they come in and start screaming at you for not doing things right when they're the one who's in the wrong. Like, could you imagine? Like, oh my God. Like, fucking hell. Both he and Bongino were criticized for arrogance and unfortunate obsession with social media. The FBI director and the deputy director of the FBI, everybody. Unfortunate obsession with social media. You are director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You are in charge of investigating federal crimes. Hello? Like, oh my God. One source said they need to stop talking, stop posing, and just be professional. Another said they are spending too much time on social media and public relations, and are too often concerned with building their own personal resumes. Jesus Christ. So here's the whole report, 115 pages. Jesus Christ. The report was written in the style of an official FBI intelligence assessment. Kash, like, fucking Cuckoo Cuckoo needs a fucking intelligence assessment. Analyzing reports from 24 FBI sources and sub-sources and using anecdotes to illustrate troubling themes. The case of the medium-sized raid jacket is one example. I heard about that today. On September 11th, 2025, the day after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, Cuckoo flew into Provo, Utah on the FBI jet, but would not disembark the plane without an FBI raid jacket. Who fucking cares? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. You have a fucking job to do. You don't need a fucking FBI jacket for the fucking cameras, bitch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is this obsession with, like, the cameras? Like, between him and Kristi Noem, I swear to God. Like, oh my God. According to Alpha 99, a highly respected source who has served in the FBI for multiple decades, Patel apparently did not have his own FBI raid jacket with him and refused to step from the plane without wearing one, according to the report. My God, look at him. Doesn't he, like, oh my, look at that vein on his forehead. Like, on it, like right on his temple. Jesus Christ. I have never seen somebody look so tense. Jacket trouble. FBI special agents at the Salt Lake City field office, busy working on the Kirk case, had to stop and ask around to find an FBI raid jacket, a medium-sized one that would fit. Just a little guy. Sorry. When sorry. I read the next line. I was laughing at the last one. When a jacket belonging to a female agent was delivered to Patel on the plane, he complained that 2 areas on the upper sleeves did not have Velcro Oh my God. Okay, princess. Like, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, it's literally like the fucking scene from fucking White Chicks when the Wayne brothers are both trying to, like, get these girls to this fucking weekend getaway, and they're complaining about, like, when they're trying to, like, be FBI agents and they're escorting these 2 princesses to fucking a weekend getaway in the fucking Hamptons, and they're complaining about a scratch on their face and they can't go to the fucking event. Like, this is what's running through my mind when I hear this. Like, you are a little bitch boy princess, so obsessed with how you look. An FBI director should not fucking care how they come across by their looks when somebody was just assassinated. Hello? Why are you making such a big scene, causing everybody to stop what they're doing, stop the investigation, when the shooter is still on the run, just so you can look good for a camera? Excuse me? A cop would just get off the plane and just go. Like, it's not time to worry about jackets. It's time to go. What the fuck are you doing? And if you are so concerned about it, bring your own, bitch. That's why you have one. Patel would not leave the plane until he had 2 patches to cover those areas. So little Princess Patel, little bitch boy Cuckoo, it was not good enough that he got a jacket. He needed the proper patches on the jacket. He needed his patches, his Girl Scout patches for his sash. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. So members of an FBI SWAT team took patches off their uniforms and ran those patches over to Patel at the airport. Because a member of an FBI SWAT team wouldn't have anything better to do the day after somebody was assassinated with a sniper rifle. While that person is still at large. Like, hello? Patches were then attached to the loaner FBI raid jacket, and Kukukachu disembarked from the plane. He did not make a positive impression, said Alpha 99. The director was not happy with the way the investigation was going and had earlier yelled at Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles and directed an expletive-laden tirade over perceived blunders in the case. I mean, there were blunders in the case, but also the biggest highly publicized blunders were yours, Kash. You were the one fucking up. You kept on revealing things too early and that were wrong and were not vetted, and you were not supposed to take credit for certain things, and you were not supposed to let certain information out to the public yet. Like, you have no business in this job. Bongino later called Bowles and apologized for Patel's tirade, saying that never should have happened, according to the source. God. You're such a bitch that your boy has to go behind you and clean up your messes. Wow. Alpha 99 also said Patel did a disservice to the FBI by breaking with bureau tradition and norms by taking credit for the good work by other agencies in the Kirk case, and seemed to imply the results achieved in the investigation would not have been possible without Patel's involvement. Ew. Name one thing you fucking did, bitch. Like, all you did was make things worse. And yell at people and cause a huge scene about your outfit. In another situation at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia, Patel was said to be upset when he heard about a discussion that took place among a few dozen FBI personnel about his request that he be issued an FBI firearm. Motherfucker, you're not going in the field. Why would you need a firearm? You're so fucking weird. Like, oh my God. You're such a bitch. And like, oh my God. When details of the discussion were leaked, Patel ordered everyone to get polygraphs, a lie detector test, to find out who had criticized him. Oh my God. According to the source named Alpha 95, who is described as a highly respected leader and person of integrity. What a little bitch boy. If you don't want people talking about what you did, don't do it. Like, what is that? Like, you fucking little bitch. Like, you're such a little fucking whiny little bitch boy. Alpha 95 was dismayed by the order to conduct polygraph examinations, which were needlessly punitive. But to demonstrate the internal resistance facing Patel, the report says Trump derangement syndrome. Oh my God. Really? Remains alive and well under left-leaning factions embedded within the ranks of the FBI, and FBI personnel openly expressed disdain for the president. The felon? Convicted 31 times a felon. Usually, federal agents don't like people who break federal crimes. And that's not even counting this term and everything he's done to bypass the law. But to demonstrate the one source blames past recruitment policies which prioritized hiring teachers who were more left-leaning in their personal views. Okay, like what the fuck? Televisions in FBI field offices are reported to be tuned to leftist channels. My God. MSNBC, now MS. MSNBC is not a leftist channel. And would not be considered leftist in like the rest of the world. It is like liberal centrist as it gets. And CNN, but not Fox. Oh my God. These are federal agents of the FBI. They're supposed to be the best of the best. My God. The report, subtitled "A Pulse Check for the First 6 Months of Patel's Leadership," will be presented to the House and Senate Judiciary committees this week. It was never intended to be a hit piece in any way, shape, or form, say the authors, who requested anonymity to avoid jeopardizing their positions. But the anecdotal reporting from the FBI personnel skewed 80-20 negative. Yeah. I haven't heard anything good yet. They haven't even mentioned a ton of things yet. Let's see if they do. There's good news for Patel in the report card. Little Patty boy, he needs his report card, and he did poorly. He got all Fs. The rollback of DEI policies under him is welcomed by multiple sources who say it has reduced the administrative burden. Just actually doing your job. You mean like just doing your job well? My God. One source described immigration raids in which the FBI assists ICE as overwhelmingly successful. Jesus Christ, go to hell. I hope it's hot. Those individuals being swept up in the raids are criminal and dangerous. Oh, show me the data of that, please. Because everything that I've seen is like 80 to 90% of everybody who's been rounded up has been not a criminal. So what the fuck are you talking about? Those individuals, fuck, I'm not reading that bullshit, you fucking piece of shit, fascist BI. Another source applauded the fact that the casework and threats are now the priority, and even most of those assigned to the FBI headquarters who are being kicked back out to the field acknowledged the reprioritization is a positive move. While FBI morale elsewhere remained low, one source reported high morale among personnel working in counterterrorism and criminal investigation in an FBI field office's joint task force, who, unlike during the previous administration in the White House, are completely supported by the DOJ and the FBI field office's respective U.S. Attorney's Office. Another source reported operational effectiveness has improved because prosecutors are being more aggressive to stay in the administration's favor. Couldn't just do your job to begin with? Like, what? Like, Patel's firing of a number of senior executives deemed complicit in past abuses was welcomed by one source, but reforms have not gone deep enough, Jesus, and should be brought to the mid-management level. Jesus, what the fuck? People are weird. The authors say that they would like nothing more than for the FBI and Patel to succeed for the greater good and the nation, but that redemption and resurrection of this proud agency will never be achieved unless there is full transparency to expose critical cultural and operational deficiencies. They conclude by advising the notoriously thin-skinned Patty Patel and Bongino to heed the criticism if they want to succeed. Well, amen. What a fucking joke, man. This is the FBI. This is the director of the FBI. Like, this sounds like I just read you a report on, like, Mark Zuckerberg crashing out. Or Elon Musk. Like, what? This sounds like, what the fuck? Oh, my God. This man. They didn't even bring up the whole, like, the fact that he had using a SWAT team for his girlfriend. The fucking FBI private jet use back and forth, wasting like tens of millions of dollars, fucking everything. This man needs to be fired immediately, or he needs to step down. Something needs to happen. This is insane. Okay, so the Oversight Committee has released some never-before-seen photos from the Jeffrey Epstein Island, Little St. James, pedophile island, whatever you want to fucking call it. So let's get into it. All right, so they released a tweet yesterday. Oversight Dems have received never-before-seen photos and videos of Jeffrey Epstein's private island that are a harrowing look behind Epstein's closed doors. See for yourself. We won't stop fighting until we end this cover-up and deliver justice for the survivors. All right, so let's go through the photos, and then I'll go over an article on it. This photo's fuck. Let's start with. I can't. Let's start with the landline, okay? All right, so here we have a landline, and it has a lot of names in the speed dial section that we can read. Obviously, we just see the first names. You don't have the last ones. So you can see Darren office, New York office, Darren cell, Richard office, Mike cell. And there's a few names that are redacted. Patrick cell. And then the last one is Larry cell, which we know that Larry Summers and Jeffrey Epstein were very close. Like through in all the emails that have been released, they were like very buddy, very close friends. Like Larry Summers was asking for advice on how to like creep on a young woman he was mentoring from Jeffrey Epstein. Like called him his wingman. Like they were very close, and I'm glad he's being pushed out of polite society because the motherfucker doesn't belong there. Also, like if you don't know who he is, he's been like in and out of politics. He's like a financial consultant. I think he was big in the other one before him, Clinton. He was big back then, but like he's a creep. Fuck him. Okay, so yikes. Jeffrey Epstein was, in everything that has been released so far in all of the emails, we have seen that he was very, very into the design and just like everything that went into this island. He was like almost like micromanaging everything that went into it, the renovations, the design, the landscaping, everything. And he makes such questionable choices. Like, ew, like, I don't know. Also, why is there so many doors and then they're covered up? Like, look at the, like, there's a nightside table in front of these doors, nightside table in front of these doors, a full desk covering these doors completely. Like, what the hell is the point? Like, you chose this. I don't get it. But, okay. And it's also, like, devoid of life and soul. Every single picture I've seen from inside one of his homes or anything that he had part in, like, designing, it's so devoid of a soul and life. Like, ugh. Okay, so this makes no fucking sense. So we can see it says power, deception. What the fuck does that say? Mirror and face? Mirror and face? Intellectual, political. Bitch, you have no business talking about intellectualism because you are not it. Plants, truth, music, tire, who fucking knows? Appears, like, what the fuck? And then there's a bunch of redacted, I'm guessing, names. They said they, out of like abundance of caution, they redacted most of the female names. So who the fuck knows? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Weird. Like, this motherfucker is so fucking weird. I just don't understand him. Like, I never will. And I try so hard to, like, well, maybe I don't really want to understand him, but I do, like, the psychological makeup of this man is unique, to say the least. Even the life of this man, how did he get all this money? Everybody's like, oh, he was this financier, blah, blah, blah. But, like, how did he finance things? Like, what? And, like, he's a tax expert, but, like, where did the money come from? From all accounts, he wasn't that smart. Like, and even from reading his fucking writing, Jesus fucking Christ, the man's illiterate. Like, I don't know. I've read dyslexic people's writing that's better. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? What is this? Hello? Is anybody there? Can somebody help? Okay. What is going on? Like, what is this? What are these? Who? What? Where? I feel like I know him. Some of these are a little questionable. This one is questionable. Maybe it's just a side profile. I don't know. Jeffrey Epstein was a Jewish supremacist, like hardcore, like hardcore. And if you haven't heard anything about that, there's multiple in the documentaries about him. I think they brought it up that he was a like Ashkenazi Jewish supremacist, hardcore. I think it was a big part of the reason that he was able to dehumanize these girls so much, because he didn't really view them as superior or human, which is just like, oh my God. The depravity of this man it knew no bounds. The motherfucker's dead now. I don't understand him. I never will. This is fucking weird. Like, this is just fucking weird, dude. Like, how do you even, like, free that turtle? Free him. Like, okay, way to bury the fucking lead. Why the fuck does he have a fucking dentist chair in there? Like, it is on his... hello? What? Okay, what is going on? What is going on? Hello? Is there something going on that I don't know about? Somebody said that one of Jeffrey Epstein's, ew, and the massage table in the background, like, ew. And where does that window go? To nowhere? Or is it shutters, maybe? I don't know. Who fucking knows? People said that Jeffrey Epstein may have or had a girlfriend that once was a dentist or something. But this is fucking weird. That doesn't explain this. That doesn't explain this one bit. This is fucking weird, and I don't fucking like it. Especially because, like, I've watched a lot of true crime documentaries, especially about sex trafficking and cults and a lot of that stuff. And it's often fairly common for those types of groups to want to close their society, because the more people you're exposed to, the more people there are to tell about your situation, especially in these very questionable situations. Not questionable, but like illegal, but like in the eyes of a child, they're questionable. Not every 14-year-old is aware of the fact that a 50-year-old has no fucking business touching them or even looking at them weirdly. Like, they're children often think they're a lot more mature than they are, and predators play upon that. And if that doesn't make the child mature though, and they will talk and blab and even say things that they think are okay, but they're not. And adults and people in the know will stand up and be like, okay, no, that's wrong. Like, that should never happen. And they'll tell somebody, especially doctors who are mandated reporters. So it isn't unusual for sex traffickers to have some sort of medical equipment or a doctor on call, or what really gets me about this, it's a dentist chair. And we just heard about a testimony from the girl, the underage girl that, she was under the age of majority. She's underage. Matt Gaetz slept with a child, in my opinion. 17-year-old girl, and she slept with Matt Gaetz for money because she wanted braces. She wanted to save up for braces. And the main age of these girls were 14 through 17. A lot of young girls that age have braces, want braces. Like, I've known people who wanted braces more than they want air in their lungs, because it's just it's societal pressure, and especially in America, it's bad. But it just goes to show how young these girls are, because one of the biggest images that we can think when we think of a juvenile teenager, we often think of braces, acne. These are kids. These are fucking children. And they're preying upon their desires as children to get sexual favors out of them. It's just, like I said, the depravity of that man knew no fucking bounds. It is fucking insane. All right, this is just a wet room. They were using it as storage. I don't have much to say on it. Again, it's just a pathway through the compound. I don't have much to say on it. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus. I understand that probably most private islands have that, private beaches, but it's still I don't know. To a child, to a 15, you have to remember everything that you're seeing is through the lens of a 15-year-old, a little girl. These things are just, I don't know. Ew. Okay, so let's zoom in, and it's the same one. Yeah, that's the same chalkboard as before. It's just zoomed out. Yeah, okay. That print on those chairs is dog ugly. What is the floors? And what are these what? What? Like I said, devoid of life. Even the bookshelf, the built-in bookshelves and everything are nice, and then but then everything else in front of it and on top is so devoid of a soul. My God, you just ruin everything, don't you? My God. Okay. Anyways, that's the same one that we went over, right? I think so. Yeah, it is. Okay. So next. What the fuck? Devoid of life. Again. Hello. What is going on? Oh, how did that happen? Okay, here we go. All right. So, what? Okay. So, okay. I really don't have much to say, but like, just like I said, no life. Like, there's no soul in any of this. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You have all this fucking money and this is what you fucking do. This looks like a hotel. And not even like a nicer one. These vaulted ceilings are so nice. And then you just do. Anyways. Okay, this is another photo. This is taken through like a window. I don't know why it's weird. Like, is that patio furniture? What the fuck's going on? Again, devoid of life. Like, there's just no light. Like, it's so sterile. Like, everything is just so ew. Like, I hate it. I hate everything about it. Not to mention a sex trafficker designed it. So, like, you know. Yeah, no. What the hell? Dude, what the damn hell? Okay, this is just fucked. Okay. What? Okay. Okay. Weird. Like, just weird. Everything about it is weird. The weirdest thing is this. Because what the damn hell? What the fuck is that? Hello? Okay. Anyways. Right. Okay. Okay. So fucking weird. So I downloaded a bunch of everything. Is there 4 videos? So I'm not gonna watch all of them, but like you can go look at Oversight Dems on Twitter. They have released all these videos. Well, I guess we can probably go through them quickly. 'Cause it just shows the layout of Little St. James, and just look at that. Look at the coast, how far away, like that's another little tiny island, and it's just like these girls had nowhere to go. They didn't have anywhere to go. Like they were trapped. The design of, I guess, of having this island is like they can't. There's no cops. There's no nothing. There's not like you can't leave. You're trapped. You're on a fucking island. Unless you know how to fucking fly a helicopter and steal it. Like, the fuck? Like, it's just so... Look at that. Look at the fucking... Oh my god. It's one thing to be... Like, I grew up on the coast. It's one thing to look out at this ocean and know that there's nothing there. But there's shit behind you. There ain't nothing here. You're just on a little tiny island. And we've heard so many accounts of the girls running down to the beach and just feeling so hopeless and lost. And it's just... There's no hope of even... Like, you just have to bide your time, bite your tongue. Like... Who's gonna come save you? Like, what the fuck? More. That's the same bedroom. Okay, last one. What the damn hell? Why is this one so? It's just a little guy. Oh. I don't like that noise. This isn't the same one. What the fuck is that? Is that baby powder? I don't want to know. All right. So, as you can see, just a whole bunch of fuckery, whole fucking disgusting mess, just trash. So, all right, let's go over this fucking article from the fucking Guardian. This motherfucker, 6 years past his death, he gives me heartburn. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. House Democrats released photos and videos from Jeffrey Epstein's private Caribbean island on Wednesday, offering a rare glimpse into a secretive place where Epstein is alleged to have trafficked young girls. Alleged? Then what the fuck is Ghislaine Maxwell sitting in prison for? It's not alleged, dipshit. The new images and video... Who's gonna sue you? He's dead. The new images and videos show Epstein's home, including bedrooms, a telephone, what appears to be an office or library, and a chalkboard. on which the words fin, like fin? He does not know French. Fin? I don't, who fucking knows? Intellectual, like I said, coming from you, like, you should not be talking about intellectuals, bitch, because you are not one. Jesus Christ. Learn to fucking type first. Deception and power are written. Deception and power is interesting because, like, it's like that's how you can describe him. Several photos show a room with a dentist chair and masks hanging on the wall, which is creepy as fucking shit. The New York Times reported that Epstein's last girlfriend was a dentist who shared an office with one of his shell companies. The videos appear to be a walkthrough of the property. The materials released on Wednesday were from law enforcement authorities in the U.S. Virgin Islands. They were taken in 2020, the year after Epstein died by suicide in jail. Epstein owned 2 islands in the U.S. Virgin Islands, including Little St. James, which some locals told the New York Times they had nicknamed Pedophile Island. In 2022, the Attorney General of the U.S. Virgin Islands reached a settlement for more than $100 million with Epstein's estate after they alleged dozens of young women and children were trafficked, raped, sexually assaulted, and held captive in the Virgin Islands at Epstein's secluded private island, Little St. James. Even though the images and videos released on Wednesday do not reveal anything new, they appear to be an effort from Congress to keep the pressure on the Trump administration ahead of the December 19th deadline for the Justice Department to release the files. A bipartisan group of members of Congress on Wednesday also asked the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi to provide a status update. These new images were a disturbing look into the world of Jeffrey Epstein and his island. We are releasing these photos and videos to ensure public transparency in our investigation and to help piece together the full picture of Epstein's horrific crimes. We won't stop fighting until we deliver justice for the survivors. Robert Garcia, the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, said in a statement. Garcia said the panel had also received records from J.P. Morgan and Deutsche Bank and would be releasing those documents in the days ahead. Well, good, because, like, there has to be some fucking sort of fucking money trail. If this motherfucker is an international sex trafficker and has all this information and, like, has a ton of blackmail on everybody, like, everybody was going to his fucking islands, to his fucking homes, raping young girls, and he had cameras and bugs everywhere. We know that for a fact. So what the fuck was going on behind the scenes? And if his bank records don't tell us, then where the fuck was the motherfucker keeping all of his records? And who has them? Release them. I know, like, obviously the Trump's not going to fucking release them, but, like, what's going on? Like, in a cover up, like, not even just like a cover up, even just a ring, a sex trafficking ring of this magnitude, of this size, the amount of people in on it is, you wouldn't even imagine. Like, when we go back to other cases like Hugh Hefner, he was not a sex trafficker per se, but he was a humongous rapist, prolific, and he had a humongous team around him that helped and just bit their tongue and wanted to keep their job, so they did a bunch of shit. And there's a bunch of deplorable people around him too that were in on everything and did not care and helped him do so. And even aside from him, you can go to R. Kelly. He especially had a huge team around him because Robert Kelly is illiterate, not just joking, not like I call Jeffrey Epstein illiterate or he writes like he's dyslexic or something like that. Robert Sylvester Kelly cannot read or write. He cannot. That's a fact. He cannot read. So he had so many people doing stuff for him. He can't read How is he going to set up dates with young girls over the phone when he can't read? So, like, there was so many people around him covering that shit up. So, around Jeffrey Epstein, there were so many people who either, like, shined a blind eye over, like, to, who, like, turned a blind eye towards what was going on. Because everybody can tell when girls are too young to be with a 50-year-old man. Like, let's be honest. People bite their tongue because they want to keep their job, or they don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. They don't want to, like, accuse. But, like, we know, like, you can tell. Like, 15-year-old, you can tell. It's not. When I was 15, maybe I would have been like, yeah, some people look old. No, they don't. At 25, I know what a 15-year-old looks like. I'm not fucking attracted to them. Like, so many people were in on this, or at least were willfully blind towards it. And this needs to be prosecuted to the nth degree. Everybody who worked for him needs to be investigated. Everybody who allowed him to bring all of these girls, who saw young girls with him and never said a damn thing and still aren't coming out and saying anything, they need to be investigated too. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not have any ethical backbone or moral? Do you have scruples? Because, like, for a lot of us, that moral, ethical line in the sand that we won't cross is pedophilia, rape, sexual assault, those types of things. I've always had such a, like, what's it called? Visceral reaction and hate and disdain for sexual assault, because it is the one crime I think. Well, it's the only crime that I personally cannot rationalize. There are times where murder is not justified, but in order to save yourself, it might be necessary. Or certain issues like that. Or you're at the end of your rope and you have no money and you need to eat. I can understand stealing bread. Like, you know what I mean? I can't rationalize rape. I can't rationalize it, and I won't. So, I don't understand how these people just exist and are okay with having supported, helped, participated in, or turned a blind eye to that. I just can't, especially towards children. I hope hell is hot. That's all I gotta say. All right, so the Supreme Court bent the knee to fascism again. They have bent the law for the Trump administration another time. So this is pretty much like brand new news. This came out tonight. Supreme Court allows Texas to use new congressional district map drawn to favor Republicans. So, if you remember, there was a big redistricting war. Texas did gerrymandering against the rules and basically did it illegally. Trump called up Governor Hot Wheels and said, I need 5 seats, get me 5 seats. Governor Hot Wheels said, yes, sir. And he immediately went and did it. So now that decision was appealed, and it went all the way up to the Supreme Courts. And the Supreme Court, which has been rendering itself useless this entire, 11 months, they upheld the decision that Governor Hot Wheels Greg Abbott made. And now those 5 seats will be going to Republicans. So they took away the votes of those people. The people in those districts voted somebody in, and now that person is going to lose their seat because Governor Greg Abbott wanted to bend the knee to a demented felon in diapers. So let's get into it. This is just fucking bullshit. And a lot of people will be like, oh, well, California. California went to the people, asked them what they wanted, and asked them to vote on it. And they got the vote. They won. So they redistricted with the permission of the people. Greg Abbott did so on his own behalf for Trump. He did not get the approval of anybody. He just did so. Because he's a piece of fucking shit. Like, fuck that man. All right, so just a few hours ago, the Supreme Court on Thursday gave a boost to President Donald Trump by allowing Texas to use new congressional district map in next year's midterm elections that was drawn to maximize Republican political power. Granting an emergency application filed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, piece of fucking shit, Hot Wheels, bitch ass, bent the knee to a well. Sorry, because he can't bend the knee. Moving on. The conservative majority paused a lower court ruling that said the map was unlawful because Republican lawmakers at the direction of the Trump administration explicitly considered race when drawing new districts, which is not new. Like, let's be real. All of America, except for the big blue states, is gerrymandered to fuck because this has been allowed to happen for decades and decades. And Democrats have always operated with this assumption that if we do the right thing, hopefully one day they will. And then they keep on cheating and breaking the rules and lying and breaking the law and breaking international crime sometimes. And we don't do anything about it. Like, the Democrats don't do anything about it. They just sit back and hope that people will do the right thing in every situation. Like, look at what happened with fucking Trump. They didn't fucking prosecute him correctly. He tried to commit an insurrection at the Capitol. Hello? Like, what's going on? The Epstein files. Like, what happened with that? Biden, his FBI and his DOJ was fucking shit. Like, what the hell? George Bush is still walking free, never been punished a day in his life. Dick Cheney died a free man. Like, you guys, I'm using this as a flashpoint to talk about these other things, but like, Jesus fucking Christ. You guys just need to hop on the law and actually enforce it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you let these people break the rules and cheat and lie for decades and just sit back and hope for them to do the right thing one day? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, do something about it. That's your job. The job of government is to govern. Hello? My God. The map was drawn with the aim of adding up to 5 additional Republican House seats, with Republicans currently holding a narrow majority heading into the midterms. Democrats had already responded to the Texas plan by launching an effort to draw a new congressional map in California to counteract the potential Republican gains. Litigation in that case could also reach the Supreme Court. And they better fucking uphold it, because they actually did it legally. They actually asked the people. So, and if they don't uphold this, like, it just goes to show, like, they're 1,000% compromised. This map reflects the political climate of our state. Bullshit. And is a massive win for Texas and every conservative who is tired of watching the left try to upend the political system with bogus lawsuits. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck are you talking about? You fucking lunatic. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, bitch ass, who defended the map, said in a statement, well, bitch, go to fucking hell. How about that? Go defend your map in hell. Trump, via the Justice Department, had filed a separate brief urging the court to rule in favor of Texas. I feel like the president should not be able to file a brief urging the Supreme Court to rule in any certain direction. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Federal courts have no right to interfere with a state's decision to redraw legislative maps for partisan reasons, Attorney General Pam Bondi said on X in response to the decision. Yes, they do, you dipshit. That's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's how the judiciary branch works. Did you go to law school? Like, did you? I feel like I know more about the legal system in America than you do, and I'm not American. Like, we have our own legal system that I have to know about. And then I look at this bitch and I'm like, I feel like I have to explain things to you. There are different levels of the judiciary branch. And yes, there is state level, but like when they get appealed to the next branch, like it goes up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, you dumb bitch? The fuck? Didn't she also try to sue California? Like, isn't the DOJ the one trying to say California can't do it? This woman, Jesus Christ on a cracker. House Minority Leader Hakeem God. Hakeem Jeffries posted on X that the Supreme Court had shredded its credibility by rubber stamping a racially gerrymandered map. So do something about it, Hakeem. Like, do something about it. Like, please try and do something about it. Like, at least Gavin Newsom tried to do something about it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're the leader of the minority of the House, Hakeem. Do something. My God, what the fuck? But he added the Democrats' own map drawing efforts in California and potentially other states would counteract potential Republican gains. Well, I'm glad that the Democrats in those states had the gall to actually stand up and do something. I wish you did. Wow. I have many criticisms of Nancy Pelosi, but boy, do I miss that cold hard cunt, because that woman could whip the fucking caucus together. Like, what are you doing, Hakeem? Like, stand up. Like, what are you doing? It's time to stand up. Get up. Like, what are you doing? It's time to fight, Hakeem. I'm so tired of him and his like rehearsed politician bullshit. His AIPAC funded ass. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You have no backbone. You have no balls. You have no business leading anything. I don't think you would have the authority to lead a McDonald's, a shift at McDonald's. And I don't even mean that derogatorily towards the McDonald's, because I worked at McDonald's for 6 years and I was a manager. And that's how I know. You would be shit. You don't have a shred of a leader in you. You are terrible at your job and you need to just go somewhere. Like, go be on the board of AIPAC. Like, you fucking love them. Like, go somewhere, Hakeem. Like, holy fuck. The unsigned Supreme Court order said that Texas is likely to succeed on the merits of its claim, including that the lower court failed to honor the presumption of legislative good faith. They specific, like, there is no good faith. What do you mean faith? They specifically looked at the map, looked at where the black people were, and redistricted around them. Like, it's not up in the air. That's what they did. Case in point. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? When assessing the state legislators' motives, the court also said that the lower court had inserted itself into a state's election laws too close to the election, which is almost a year away. Gee, I wonder why. Is it maybe because redistricting is supposed to happen every 10 years? And it's only been 5? Oh. Maybe it's because they did it in the first place. Maybe it's because they gerrymandered in the middle of the fucking cycle. Like, what are you talking about? Bitch, shut the fuck up. You are supposed to uphold the extreme letter of the law. That's what your job is. And you are just throwing the Supreme Court into the gutter. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Fuck all of those fucking bitches. Fuck Amy Coney Barrett, the fucking handmaiden. Like, fuck all of them. Jesus Christ. Like, what is this? Like, oh my God. Desecrating your seat. Supreme Court Justice? Bull fucking shit. Like, oh my God. The ruling appeared to be 6-3 with the 3 liberal justices dissenting. Shout out to them. Justice Alina Kagan wrote in dissent that the decision disrespects the work of a district court that did everything one could ask and also deserves the millions of Texans whom the district court found were assigned to their new districts based on their race. Shout out to Kagan, Sotomayor, and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yeah, Brown Jackson. Shout out to them because they are the only ones consistently upholding the law. And I just 6-3 is crazy. Crazy. While no one contests the state's ultimate partisan goal, the lower court found that the map was drawn with the aim of moving certain minority voters into different districts. That's what all gerrymandering is. That's what every Republican gerrymandering is. Like, what the fuck? You're constantly trying to take away the voice of people of color. You're always trying to split up the communities and put them in different places, move them around, make them be on the fringe of these districts so they don't have a voice. You constantly do this to black people. We go back look at slavery. And then even in the post-slavery world, look at the Tulsa race massacre. Like, it was called Black Wall Street for a reason. And there's a reason there was a race massacre because they had power. They had a voice. Like, this country is, like, America needs help. Jesus. In a separate concurring opinion pushing back on Kagan, conservative Justice Samuel Alito, Jesus fucking Christ, eat dick, motherfucker. What the hell? Go eat a bag of dicks. Like, fuck you. Samuel Alito said that the plaintiffs challenging the map needed to do a better job of... Oh my God. They could show you written emails that they said it's based on race. And you would be like, show a better job. Like, what are you talking? They did show you. Like, Jesus Christ. Challenging map need to do a better job of showing that the race was a motivating factor by, among other things, producing their own map that would show the state's partisan goals could be achieved by other means. Even if, like, partisan goals, like, you should not be able to gerrymander and redistrict so you win. The people should be able to decide who they want. You shouldn't have to cheat to win. Like, even on the basis of, they're just cheating. They're not cheating based on race. They're just cheating. What are you talking about? Like, what? Hello? The failure to do so gave rise to a strong interference that the state's map was indeed based on partisanship, not race, he wrote. Partisanship, redistricting should be a bipartisan effort. It shouldn't be partisan at all. Like, it should be nonpartisan. Like, what? Thomas Sainz, president of the Mexican American Legal Defense and Educational Fund, one of the groups that challenged the Texas map, said in a statement that the Supreme Court decision incentivized guerrilla tactics in redistricting. If states wait until the late in the cycle to draw new maps, they can effectively prevent courts from intervening even if the maps violated the law, he added. Abso-fucking-lutely. The Supreme Court had provisionally put the decision on hold on November 21st while the justices weighed what next step to take in an order signed by Alito. Traditionally, states draw new districts once a decade after the census shows how populations have shifted. But this year, Trump has repeatedly pushed Republican-led states to draw new maps outside of the normal timeline. Did you take that into your decision, Alito, you bitch? A Trump administration letter earlier this year said the state could be subject to a federal lawsuit if it did not eliminate coalition districts, Jesus Christ, in which non-white voters of different races constitute the majority. Wow. Wow. We got to stop that. Oh my God, that community has a lot of people of color. Oh my God, stop it now. We got to call the police. Like, what? What? They're allowed to do, and that actually gives them a voice. Like, what? What about all of the majority white communities in America? Hello? Like, what are you fucking talking about, you fucking racist? Like, that makes no fucking sense. Thanks to a Supreme Court ruling in 2019, states are free to redistrict in a way intended to maximize the majority party's political power. Hello? That makes no sense. Like, what? That's crazy. So we're going to change the rules and cheat in order to keep power. That is corrupt. Hello? You shouldn't be able to do that. And the Supreme Court should have ruled in 2019 that that's illegal and unconstitutional. You are taking away the voice of the people. That's the whole point of government, of a democracy, is power to the people. Hello? But there remain some restrictions under both the Constitution and the Voting Rights Act when race is a factor. That's fucking bullshit. Everybody with fucking eyes can like everybody with a fucking brain can tell you that most of the black community are going to end up voting democratically. Like, that's not, we have so many different what is it called? Like the census. We just talked about the census. The census tells us, like, oh my God. There's so many different polls and statistics and different things that let us know over decades that black people are far more apt to vote blue. They just are. So to say like, oh, you can't use race, but you can do it along party lines. What's stopping them from doing it about just saying it's about party lines, but focusing on race like they did here? Like, what the hell are you talking about? In the Texas case, the 3-judge lower court invalidated the new map on a 2-1 vote with the majority opinion authored by Judge Jeffrey Brown, a Trump appointee. The lower courts, like, just have been getting fucked over nonstop for 11 months by the Supreme Court. If I was a judge, I would be fucking pissed. Especially where I'm sure there's so much like, not indoctrination, but like, just like when coming up as a lawyer, you're supposed to, like, you have the utmost respect for the people at the top of your field who uphold the letter of the law to the period at the end. Like, and this is what's happening? Oh my God. What a joke. It's crazy. While politics played a role in the maps being redrawn, there was substantial evidence that it was racial gerrymander in violation of the Constitution's 14th Amendment, he wrote. Politics shouldn't even, like, it shouldn't be a partisan effort to redistrict. Like, redistricting should be completely non-partisan. Like, what? In asking the Supreme Court to block the lower court ruling, Texas's lawyers argued in part that it was too late in the election cycle for federal judges to intervene. Like, it's also too late in the election. Like, it's in the middle of the cycle for you to redistrict, bitch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You started this. Like, what are you talking about? The only reason they responded is because you did it. Like, what are you, like, that should not have been a viable argument that the Supreme Court listened to and upheld. Like, the lawyers also said that the new map was clearly designed for partisan gain and denied that there was any racial motive. I'm going to keep on saying it. That should not be allowed. Oh, no, we didn't cheat based on race. We just cheated. What? Like, what? This summer, the Texas legislature did what legislators do. Politics, they wrote. Are you... Wow. The lawsuit was brought by 6 groups of plaintiffs, including the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, the Texas NAACP, and 2 members of Congress, Texas Democratic Representatives Al Green and Jasmine Crockett. In a court filing, one group of challengers said that the entire thrust of governor's justification for authorizing redistricting was to remove and replace coalition districts, meaning that race and not partisan politics was the motive. Either way, I don't think that neither should be allowed. Like, hello, like, I don't understand this. And this ruling and the way that it has been done, Jasmine Crockett has now lost her seat. They could not win against her, so they literally had to redistrict and cheat to get her out of her seat. She's now lost her seat. So Jasmine Crockett is no longer a representative from Texas. She's not a representative. She was fairly voted in. She's beloved by her constituents. I have some criticisms of Jasmine Crockett, but I think she's a good force in the Democratic Party. Obviously, like I just said, I have criticisms. She doesn't take APAC money, which is very, very good in my opinion. It's going to be one of the things that is like a purity test, basically, fucking at this point for a lot of the Democratic progressive base. She doesn't take APAC money, but she does kind of suck on Israel issues. I mean, you can go to Americans Justice for Palestinian Action, and it has her voting record. It kind of sucks. It sucks on Israel, but she's not beholden to AIPAC, so obviously she doesn't have to hold her tongue on certain issues, and we can always move those people in the right direction. As long as they're no longer or have not taken AIPAC money, we can always try and move those people in the right direction. And sometimes it does take some education and activism and some time to get people on the right side of history, but they will come eventually if they have a good heart. So, like I said, I have criticisms of Jasmine Crockett, and I think they're fair and valid criticisms. But to do this is fucking insane. And there will be 4 others, and I don't know the names of, but Jasmine Crockett is just a prominent person in the Democratic Party. And to completely tear away the voice of her constituents, take away their vote, steal their vote. Like, talking about stealing stop the steal, bitch, you're stealing their representative. Like, what are you talking about? You're taking the seat away from them. You're stealing from them. Like, from the voters, from the constituents. They voted those people in to those seats because they wanted them there. They chose them through a democratic process. And to completely upend that and cheat and do this is just fucking abhorrent, egregious, appalling. Like, I don't, there's no words for this. The Supreme Court, like I've said multiple times, is supposed to uphold the letter of the law. They are supposed to be the people, the last line of defense for justice, and here they are, just throwing it to the wayside. What the fuck is the point of you? Like, what the fuck? My God. All right, keep your eyes open, everybody. This is fucking bullshit. I'm fucking pissed. Have a good night.